Episode 21 Seeds of Tomorrow, Part 1. The morning air was crisp with a quiet promise. The town seemed almost unchanged, but for Amina and Marco, everything felt subtly different. Each day they survived together, each small triumph in work, each shared meal had begun to form the foundation of a life that had belonged entirely to them. Amina walked first, the sunlight streaming through their thin curtains, highlighting the small room they now called home. She stretched, savoring the rare feeling of safety even if it was fragile. Her mind wandered to the coming days, responsibilities, plans, and the quiet dream of stability that once felt impossible. Marco stirred beside her. Morning, he sat softly, brushing a strand of her hair from her face. Morning, she replied, smiling faintly for the first time in a long time. The smile came easily. After a quick breakfast, they left the room together, hands entwined. The streets buzzed with morning activity, the merchants calling out prices, the children laughing, and the scent of fresh bread drifting from bakeries. For the first time, they felt less like fugitives and more like participants in this town, part of its pulse rather than outsiders navigating its edges. Their first stop was the electronics workshop Marco had begun to take even more responsibilities, repairing devices, teaching himself new skills, and gradually earning the trust of the owner. Today he was determined to finish a complex repair, a small machine that had challenged even the senior staff. Amina watched him quietly as he worked. His focus, patience, and determination made her heart swell. "I don't know how you do it," she whispered. He glanced at her with a small smile. Step by step, my love. Patience, persistence, and you waiting for me at the end of the bed. She laughed softly. Her nervous tension was easing. "I'm glad that I can be that person for you." After the repair, Marco and Amina walked through the market, planning to check on some leads for extra work or small side projects. Every day was a test of their resourcefulness. They bartered, observed, and took a careful note of the opportunities. But even as they navigated the streets with growing confidence, Amina felt the old fears surfacing quiet moments. A glance from a stranger, a shadow passing in the corner of her eye, reminders that the past was never fully gone, and that the freedom, though earned, still demanded vigilance. Marco walks through theirs. Part 2. The afternoon sun stretched lazily over the rooftops, casting a long shadow down the narrow streets. Amina and Marco moved carefully through the town, balancing errands with a cautious optimism that had begun to take root in their lives. Each small success, Marco's repairs completed, Amina learning the cafe routines, felt like another stone laid on the bridge to a life that might never call their own. Then they stopped near a small park where children played and elderly neighbors chatted on benches. Amina sat on a worn wooden bench while Marco was checking his notebook of jobs and plans. She watched the people passing by, and for the first time in months, she allowed herself to imagine a future in which the world wasn't a threat, but a place they could breathe freely. I never thought I would it would I never thought it would feel like this, she said softly, watching a child chase a ball across the grass. Like I could belong somewhere, even for a moment. Marco leaned down beside her. You belong wherever we are together. That doesn't mean the world is perfect, but it does mean we found a place where we can grow. Amina smiled faintly, though worry still lingered behind her ears. Grow, yes, but the growth takes time and money and strength. Sometimes I feel like we are just barely holding on. We are holding on, Marco said firmly, and every day we get stronger. Every repair I learn, every shift you complete, every coin you save, it adds up. One day it won't feel like holding on, it will feel like building. That day will come. They rose and continued their walk, stopping at a small market stall to buy vegetables for dinner. Amina practiced speaking with vendors, negotiating prices, gaining small victories over both fear and hesitation. Marco watched her with a quiet pride, seeing the woman that he had fallen in love with, gradually becoming confident, capable, and resilient. On the way back, they passed a group of young people playing music on the street. The melody was simple yet cheerful, and it drew a smile from Amina. She closed her eyes, letting the notes wash over her, and for the first time, feeling that life could include joy again, not just over fear and survival. Marco, she said softly, do you think we can build something lasting? After everything, he took her hand looked at him, a small smile breaking down. It feels different now, less like running, more like living. But I'm scared, Marco. Scared that one day everything could fall apart. He got sneezing. And if it does, we will rebuild. We always have. Because what we have, our life, our love, it isn't fragile. It is the strongest thing we've got. And nothing, not fear, not distance, not the past, can take it away if we protect it together. I mean, into him, letting his words wash away the tension of the day. For the first time, she felt that their choices, their struggles, and their sacrifices were beginning to bear fruit. Their bridge to the light of freedom and love was no longer imaginary. It was real, and it was theirs. They spent the rest of the evening quietly planning, budgeting, and small goals for the coming weeks, and dreams that had been whispered in the shadows now voiced aloud. Every word was a promise, every plan was a seed being planted for the future. Finally, they lay down to sleep, bodies entwined, hearts beating in rhythm. Outside, the town slept unaware of the small victories within their room, victories that carried the weight of months of struggle and courage. Amina whispered, "Tomorrow feels impossible." Marco smiled, kissing her forehead. "Not just tomorrow. Every day we choose each other is possible." And that's enough. As they drifted into sleep, the shadows of the past seemed to shrink.